Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get right to the most compelling insights.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're plunging into um, a really pivotal yet still unsettlingly murky chapter in hip-hop history,
That's putting it mildly.
the 1999 Club New York shooting. Now, this isn't just a story about a night out gone wrong. It's a saga steeped in controversy involving Sean Diddy Combs and his then protege, Shyne.
Right, Jamal Barrow.
Exactly. And it left this lasting legacy of questions. We've taken a stack of sources, articles, interviews, documentary bits you've provided, and our mission is to sort of peel back the layers, understand the events, dissect the really strikingly different legal outcomes, and dig into the varying perspectives from the key players involved.
And there are very different perspectives.
Oh, yeah. You're going to hear about a remarkable disparity in legal judgments and these persistent counter-narratives that, frankly, challenge everything many people thought they knew. Okay,
Yeah.
let's unpack this.
And what's immediately clear from, our deep dive into these sources is how incidents like this, especially this magnitude, they often become this really complex interplay of celebrity, legal maneuverings, public perception. It all gets tangled.
Totally.
So by examining all these disparate accounts, our goal isn't just to reconstruct what happened that night.
Because that's maybe impossible now.
Exactly. It's more about understanding why the story remains so fiercely contested today. It's about encouraging you, our listener, to look beyond just the headlines
Right.
and consider the different angles, the nuances of what's been presented as, fact.
Absolutely. So let's go back. December 27, 1999. Club New York in Manhattan.
Big night, holiday season.
Yeah, imagine the scene. Vibrant, loud, packed with energy. You've got Sean Combs there, his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez.
A major celebrity couple at the time.
Huge. And his artist, Shyne, Jamal Barrow, who was really, right on the cusp of breaking big.
Poised for stardom.
The night, like a lot of these celebrity club nights, was buzzing. Until, it took a sudden violent turn. Our sources all detail an altercation that reportedly erupted between Combs and another clubgoer, Matthew Scarn Allen, apparently over a spilled drink.
A spilled drink? It sounds so minor.
Doesn't it? But this wasn't just, oops, sorry. It escalated fast, and then gunfire erupted. Several people were injured.
Chaos, basically.
Total chaos. And crucially, our sources consistently point to Shyne, who we know was carrying a firearm that night.
Which was itself a legal issue.
Right. He was the one identified as firing shots.
Yeah.
Leading to his immediate arrest right there at the scene or shortly after.
It's really striking, isn't it, how quickly something seemingly so small, a spilled drink, can just spiral.
Into violence, yeah.
Especially in that kind of high-pressure, very public environment with cameras flashing. Well, maybe not smartphones then, but definitely attention.
For sure.
And the initial police reports, the witness statements we looked at, they really underscored the immediate confusion.
Oh, I bet.
The sheer number of people crammed in there, it just illustrates how inherently difficult it is to accurately reconstruct events in that kind of fragmented, high-stress situation.
Yeah, figuring out who did what when.
Exactly. And that inherent chaos, right from the get-go, it often lays the groundwork for conflicting testimonies down the line.
Definitely.
It sets the stage for these deeply different versions of truth to emerge, making it incredibly challenging to reconcile the facts later on.
And reconcile them, they certainly tried to do in court, didn't they? But with wildly different results. Let's talk about the legal crossroads that came out of that chaos.
Two very different paths.
Very different. Shyne's legal journey was incredibly difficult. He was charged with multiple serious offenses, assault, reckless endangerment.
Which basically means putting others at serious risk.
Yeah, serious charges. His defense team, led by the renowned attorney Murray Richmond, argued that Shyne acted in self-defense, that he's protecting himself or maybe Combs.
A common defense in shooting cases, but hard to prove.
Right. And despite those claims, Shyne was ultimately convicted on multiple counts and sentenced to 10 years in state prison. A decade.
A decade. Meanwhile, Sean Combs.
Yeah, a totally different story, represented by, a legal dream team.
You could say that.
Johnny Cochran, fresh off the O.J. Simpson trial fame. Benjamin Bravman, top-tier lawyers.
The best money could buy, arguably.
And the outcome for Combs, acquitted of all charges related to the shooting. Just Walked away legally clear.
And this contrast, Shyne convicted, Combs acquitted, it wasn't subtle.
Not at all.
It immediately fueled this intense debate, especially within the hip-hop community, but also in legal circles.
People were talking.
Oh, yeah. It really highlights how, extensive resources and that kind of top-tier legal representation can significantly influence judicial outcomes.
Seems undeniable.
Especially in these high-stakes cases where witness accounts might be, well, ambiguous or contradictory, like we said, because of the chaos. Our deep dive into the legal analyses from back then suggests Combs' defense team just masterfully leveraged those ambiguities.
Played on the confusion.
Exactly. They capitalized on the sheer chaos of the scene. And that's a strategy that, frankly, often proves more effective when you have the extensive resources to challenge every piece of the prosecution's narrative, something a less funded defense might struggle to do.
That's a really powerful observation. And it leads us right into one of the most compelling parts of this whole story, Shyne's own account.
His perspective.
Because despite the court's rulings, Shyne himself has consistently offered this profoundly different version of that night, one that really reshapes how you might view those outcomes.
He hasn't backed down from it.
Not at all. In interviews, in his documentary, The Honorable Shyne, Moses Barrow, as he's known now.
He changed his name, converted to Judaism.
Right. He's very openly expressed these feelings of, deep betrayal, profound injustice.
You can feel it when he talks about it.
You really can. His core claim, essentially, is that he was made the fall guy for the incident.
The scapegoat.
Exactly. Taking the legal responsibility for actions that, in his view, were not solely his. Maybe not his at all, depending on how you read it.
And this isn't just a vague feeling he has. Shyne's narrative, as we see in our sources, explicitly suggests the legal system, public perception, it was all heavily influenced by Combs' prominence.
The power of
The sheer weight of his celebrity and his resources. Shyne genuinely seems to believe this led directly to what he sees as a completely inequitable outcome.
He feels wronged.
Deeply. And the power dynamics here are just crucial to understand. There's that direct quote, right? That Puffy abandoned his artist Shyne and made him take the blame.
Stark language.
It's more than just an accusation. It really speaks to the immense pressure, the sense of abandonment a young artist could feel. Here's your incredibly influential mentor.
Someone you look up to, rely on.
Who was right there with you, involved in the initial dispute, and he faces entirely different legal consequences for the same event. It's jarring.
It really makes you think about the complex, maybe unspoken responsibilities between artists and labels or mentors and protégés.
Especially in a crisis. A situation that could just derail careers, lives. What duty of care exists?
Yeah, it's a heavy question. And then adding another critical, really complicated layer to this picture, we have Natanya Rubin.
Her testimony's key.
Absolutely. She was one of the people actually shot, injured during the incident. And her account provides this consistent, unwavering counter-narrative.
One that directly challenges the official record, the court's findings.
Directly. Rubin has consistently maintained, both back then and right up to recently, that she was struck by a bullet fired by Combs himself.
Not Shyne. Combs.
That's her claim. She says her injury, and it was serious, a bullet wound to her face, was a direct result of Combs pulling out a gun during that altercation.
I mean, that's quite a claim.
Yeah.
It's remarkable how one individual's consistent testimony can just keep challenging a widely accepted legal outcome, even decades later.
It really is.
And Rubin's conviction in her story seems incredibly strong. She has repeatedly said she's willing to undergo medical procedures.
They have bullet fragments removed from her face.
Right. Removed and tested, hoping to scientifically prove her account. That willingness, it speaks volumes about how deeply she believes what she's saying.
It's extraordinary.
In our review of the early police reports, plus Rubin's later statements, it does reveal this consistent pattern suggesting witness pressure.
Pressure to testify a certain way.
Potentially. It's a phenomenon that's, it's documented in high-profile cases, especially when big celebrities are involved. It challenges the very foundation of those initial legal findings.
So what is she saying now?
Well, she has publicly stated, quite forcefully in recent years, that she felt coerced into testifying against Shyne.
Wow.
And that she was pressured, essentially, to identify him as the shooter, which, if true, directly blows up the narrative that Shyne was solely responsible for the injuries that night.
It's a truly unsettling revelation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially so many years later.
Absolutely unsettling.
So when we try to, weave these disparate threads together, you've got Shyne's powerful claim, betrayal, scapegoat. Then you have Natanya Rubin's consistent, direct accusation against Combs himself.
Backed by her willingness for medical proof.
Right. And all of that stands in stark contrast to Combs' swift acquittal and Shyne's decade-long conviction. So what does this all mean for you, listening to this?
It's a lot to process.
It really is, because these aren't just, dry legal facts gathering dust somewhere. These are deeply personal experiences. Betrayal, injustice.
Trauma.
Trauma, absolutely. And for everyone involved, it's the lifelong burden of an event that just fundamentally altered their lives, their careers, their perceptions of justice.
And when we synthesize these vastly different perspectives, what really emerges, I think, is a profound sense of the complexity of it all.
It's not black and white.
Not at all. It underscores the importance of maybe critically revisiting cases like this, even old ones, to ensure that justice in its broadest sense is really served, or at least understood. It highlights that in situations driven by high emotion, high stakes, high profiles, truth can be incredibly multifaceted,
Easily distorted.
and heavily influenced by things like resources, power, and how public narratives get shaped and solidified early on.
Right, that initial story sticks.
It does. So for you, the informed listener, it's maybe a powerful reminder of how easily that first version of events can become entrenched as the official one.
Even when challenged.
Even when challenged by compelling, consistent eyewitness accounts and deeply personal testimonies like Shyne's and Rubin's.
So the 1999 Club New York shooting, here we are, almost a quarter century later, and it continues to be this subject of intense discussion analysis.
Debate, even.
Precisely because those fundamental questions, who really did what, who truly bore the ultimate responsibility, they remain unsettlingly open for so many people.
The case is legally closed, but the questions linger.
Exactly. It's a poignant and honestly a bit of a bewildering example of how celebrity, the legal system, individual accounts, how they all combine to create this complex mosaic of reality.
A mosaic where the full, undisputed picture feels like it's still being pieced together, even now.
Yeah, still feels incomplete.
And that enduring ambiguity, I think it leads us to a crucial final point, something for you to ponder.
Okay.
In a world where public narratives are so often shaped by powerful figures, by initial legal outcomes, our deep dive really underscores that maybe true understanding requires something more.
Like what?
Like a willingness, maybe even a responsibility to keep questioning, to re-examine all the available evidence, even decades later, to listen to all the voices.
To not just accept the first story.
Right. All in the pursuit of ensuring that justice, in its fullest, fairest sense, is truly sought, or at least more accurately understood. It makes you think about what real justice looks like in the shadow of fame and power.